Hello and welcome. If you're watching this, chances are your heart is carrying a heavy burden, the profound ache that comes with losing a beloved pet, that silence in your home, the empty space where they used to curl up, the routines now disrupted. It's a pain that can feel incredibly overwhelming and sometimes so very isolating. Before we go any further, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not alone in this. Your grief, your deep sorrow is absolutely real. It is valid, and it deserves to be honored. Today, we're going to walk a little of this difficult path together. We'll be drawing comfort, seeking wisdom, and most importantly, finding sparks of hope from a truly wonderful and compassionate book. It's called Finding Light After the Rainbow, a journey through pet loss and healing. The subtitle of this book is A Personal Guide to Recovery, Faith, and Finding Love Again. And it truly lives up to that promise. It's filled with such deep understanding for the unique heartbreak you're experiencing. This book beautifully explores how our faith, our connection with God, can be a steady, unwavering beacon, even when we're caught in the fiercest storm of grief. It powerfully acknowledges that our pets, as the author so rightly says, aren't just animals. They are family members, teachers, healers, and often the purest examples of unconditional love we'll ever experience. That bond is sacred. For more information on how to journey through your pet loss, check out the book on Amazon.com. We've put the link in the description below for you. This resource can be a true companion as you navigate these tender days. So, let's begin by acknowledging the depth of what you're feeling, that initial storm that loss can bring, and how we can start to find our footing. The early days and weeks after losing your companion, what the book aptly calls the storm, can be incredibly disorienting. Chapter 1, titled When Heaven Called My Best Friend Home, speaks directly to that moment when your entire world feels like it fundamentally changed. Perhaps it was a sudden, unexpected accident, or maybe it followed a long illness, culminating in that heartbreaking, loving decision made in the quiet of the vet's office. The author describes that veterinary office as a sacred space in those moments, a place where profound love and letting go intersect. And then, inevitably, comes what Chapter 2 calls the silence that followed. Oh, that silence. It can feel deafening, can't it? It echoes in every room. You might find yourself, as so many do, still listening for the familiar jingle of their collar, the soft padding of their paws on the floor, or instinctively looking towards the door when you come home, expecting their joyful greeting. The book even talks about something called phantom pet syndrome. Those fleeting moments when you think you see them out of the corner of your eye, or hear a sound that was so uniquely them. Please know, these experiences are completely normal. Your mind and your heart are grappling with an immense absence, trying to process a reality that feels unbearable. The book beautifully articulates how our pets become woven into the fabric of our daily lives, our routines, our hearts. Losing them isn't just losing a pet. It's losing a piece of our daily rhythm, a constant source of comfort, a confidant. So, where is God in this storm? How does our faith speak to this pain? The Bible offers profound assurance of God's deep and abiding care for all of His creation. In the very beginning, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, after God created the animals, the scripture says, "And God saw that it was good." He didn't just see them as functional. He delighted in them. And Jesus himself, in Matthew chapter 10, verse 29, offers this tender insight. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. If God knows and cares for the smallest sparrow, imagine how intimately He understands the immense love you poured into your beloved companion, and how deeply He comprehends the pain of their absence. He sees your tears, and He is near. Self-wrestling questions only God could answer, as chapter 3 of the book describes it. Questions like, where is my beloved friend now? Why did they have to leave me so soon? Will I ever see them again? These aren't questions of weak faith. They are questions that spring from a heart overflowing with love and a deep, aching longing. Finding light. After the rainbow gently guides us through these turbulent waters, reminding us that while we may not receive all the answers in this lifetime, our faith offers profound and sustaining comfort. Chapter 6, titled Finding Strength in Scripture and Prayer, is a true anchor in these moments. Prayer, even when words completely fail you. And the Apostle Paul reminds us in Romans chapter 8, verse 26, that the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. Prayer becomes a lifeline, a direct connection to God's presence and peace. And Scripture? It is filled with promises that can hold us when we feel like we're breaking. Consider the timeless words of Psalm 23, verse 4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. That valley of the shadow can feel exactly like the desolate landscape of losing your cherished pet. But the promise is unwavering. You are not alone. God is with you, offering His comfort, His protection, His guidance through this dark passage. And let's reflect on the compassion of Jesus. When His dear friend Lazarus died, the Bible tells us in John chapter 11, verse 35, the shortest verse, yet one of the most powerful. Jesus wept. He knew He was about to raise Lazarus from the dead, yet He wept alongside those who mourned. His tears were for the pain of loss, for the heartbreak of separation. If Jesus, the Son of God, wept, it shows us that sorrow is a deeply human and even divinely understood response to the pain of loss. Your grief, your tears, are seen and understood by a compassionate, empathetic God. The book also tenderly touches on the scriptural hope of restoration. Romans chapter 8 speaks of all creation groaning, as if in labor, waiting with eager expectation for liberation from decay and frustration. And the prophet Isaiah, in chapter 11, paints a breathtaking picture of God's restored kingdom, a time of perfect peace where the wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, and a little child will lead them. These passages offer a gentle, profound hope that God's redemptive plan is vast, inclusive, and ultimately brings healing to all of creation. This journey of wrestling with profound questions and leaning into the strength of your faith is so deeply personal, and it often needs more time, more space, more gentle guidance. For more in-depth scriptural support, and for compassionate ways to navigate these deep waters of sorrow and questioning, I really encourage you to check out Finding Light After the Rainbow on Amazon.com. The link, once again, is in the description for you. As you continue to walk through this valley of grief, please trust that moments of light will begin to appear, sometimes unexpectedly. Healing isn't about getting over your beloved pet, and it's certainly not about forgetting them. How could we ever forget such profound love? Instead, healing is about learning to carry their precious love forward with you in new and meaningful ways. The book we're exploring today has a wonderfully practical and beautiful chapter called Building Bridges of Memory. This is all about actively, lovingly honoring your companion and the bond you shared. This doesn't have to be complicated. It could be something as simple as creating a small photo album filled with your favorite pictures, or perhaps putting together a digital slideshow of your cherished moments together. Maybe you feel drawn to plant a flower, a shrub, or even a tree in their memory, a living testament to their life. Or perhaps, as the book suggests, writing down your favorite stories about them, capturing those unique quirks and endearing habits that made them so special. The author mentions an experience of a man named Michael, whose cat Oliver had been his companion for 16 years. For weeks after Oliver died, Michael kept his food and water bowls filled. While this was part of his initial denial, it also speaks to the deep ways our minds and hearts try to cope and hold on to connection. The core idea is to find what feels right and comforting for you, to keep their memory alive and cherished in a way that brings solace. Chapter 8 of the book explores the profound concept of discovering God's purpose in our pain. Now, this doesn't mean that the pain itself is good, or that God wills our suffering, but it does mean that even from our deepest sorrows, God can bring forth meaning, growth, and a deeper understanding of His love. Our pets, as the book so wisely points out, are incredible teachers of unconditional love, patience, and joy in simple things. Perhaps the deepened compassion you've learned through this painful loss will one day allow you to be what Chapter 11 calls a ministry of presence. For someone else who is hurting, offering them the unique comfort that comes from shared experience. And then there's the rainbow promise, the beautiful and hope-filled concluding theme of the book. This promise, often associated with the Rainbow Bridge poem, is so much more than just a future reunion. As wonderful and comforting as that specific hope is, it's about the enduring promise that love itself endures, that it transforms us, that it connects us. The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4, gives us this powerful and ultimate vision of God's future. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. This is the ultimate hope we hold on to as people of faith. A time when all creation is restored. Losing a cherished pet is indeed a journey through a storm, a challenging walk through a shadowed valley. But as finding light, after the rainbow so beautifully and consistently reminds us, there is light after the rainbow. Your faith, your prayers, allowing yourself the grace and time to grieve authentically and tenderly remembering the incredible, unique love you shared. These are all pathways to finding that gentle, healing light. Please, as you go from here, remember these key things from our time together today, and from the very heart of this compassionate book. Your grief is profoundly real, and it is valid. God, in His infinite compassion and boundless love, understands your aching heart and is with you closer than your very breath. And healing, though it takes its own gentle, unhurried time, is truly possible. The love you shared with your precious companion doesn't end with their passing. It changes, it transforms, and it continues to be a vibrant, integral part of who you are. For continued support on your personal journey through pet loss, and for so much more on finding recovery, strengthening your faith through this, and eventually, even exploring the possibility of loving a new companion when, and only when, your heart feels ready, please do check out the book, Finding Light After the Rainbow, on Amazon.com. The link is right there in the description below for you. May you feel the comforting, encompassing presence of God, holding you close today and in all the days to come. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to share this time with you. Please, be gentle with yourself.